this point, I was like very pressed and heated. They're the same thing. And so I was just like, I get to the security offices and I'm like,
Hey guys, it's your girl Jenny.
and your boy Paul.
So today we're doing part 2 of our iPhones getting stolen. I did my story last week. Today is Paul's story. But before we get started,
Make sure to give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and also comment what you guys want to see from us.
And also, don't forget to hit that bell once you subscribe to get notified when we post.
Every Saturday at noon.
Yeah.
I don't know what you expected to come
So,
out with
without further ado, I don't think I'm saying that right. Let's get started. So, as some of you guys may be noticing, I do look like a duck because of my lips. But it's all good. Next week, I should be back to normal. I just have a fever blister.
So for today's video, we're going to be talking about my experience with this epidemic. And so basically, we're going to rewind back to a couple weeks ago, maybe months. So basically, I was in class at my work and I have my phone out because like people text me and I just always reply if I can, if I want to. And so
Always?
And so I left my phone there, but it wasn't really open, really. It was basically under a couple papers. And I was talking to this one girl cuz she sits by me since I first went there. And shut up. You act like you saw my video. And
Did I?
yeah, you did. And you always watch them just to make sure if they're good enough. And then so I was like, hey, just watch my phone. And she was like, okay, it's fine. And I ended up leaving and then I came back and this one kid ended up this one kid ended up sitting near me-ish, not really, and I was cleaning my phone because priorities, man. And then he was like, I'll clean that for you, and I was like, okay, whatever, I don't care, you're literally just wiping the phone with a rag. And so I was like fine. And then I started continuing my work. And as I continued, this one kid, I'm not gonna name names, anything else into that specification. And so he ended up slipping it. I'm not gonna air quote it because it's true. He slipped it into his jacket, sweater pocket. And I witnessed it. Literally, I saw it. Shut up. I did not do this. And I did this, but not that too.
Just you said.
And I witnessed it. And I was like, okay, what is he doing? Really? In front of me? And so I kind of ignored it basically until not specifically ignored it. I paid attention to him to see where he was going, what he was doing with it. But I was just whatever, you're not gonna get away with it. And so
Or is he?
And so I ended up just watching him, and at the same moment the girl that I was mentioning earlier asked for my pencil, so I was just sitting there doing nothing. And then this one kid randomly came over and he was like, can you help me with this or whatever, because I finished. And as I was helping him, the one kid who took my phone, he had sat next to me, and he was just watching me explain to the kid who needed help. And so I was just okay, I was looking down, but instead of looking at the paper, I was looking at the corner of my eye at the pocket, because I can see the phone sticking out. And if you're gonna do this, it needs to be professional. I mean, jeez. And it's sticking out noticeably. And I'm thinking about my phone, like, I need my phone. But I'm also thinking about the rag, like, that rag, like, I need it for my classes. And, like, I gotta need that rag back. And so, I was, like, watching him. So, I was watching him in the corner of my eye, like I said. And he ended up turning in his paper. But, like, he didn't do anything. So, I was just like, what are you doing? So, I turned in my paper. And, because, like, I didn't do it either. I was just, like, trying to follow. And I
Wait, I thought you were done.
I was doing the other one. We get a second one. And I ended up turning it in. And we have a sub, so like I can't tell the teacher or anything. So it's a sub, and he's old and ugh.
I'd have been like, sir.
And so he's like, so like I sit back down, and I turn around and I notice him like on the other side of the room, by the door, and I'm like, okay, like what are you doing? And these girls asked for my pencil again, and then they asked for my eraser, and then I'm like, okay, like here. And I'm just like, the bell's gonna ring in like a couple minutes. I think, like 10 minutes maybe.
Couple
5.
or 10?
I don't know. I think it was 5 because like.
Couple's 2.
I know.
Whoa.
Like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, and so I was just sitting there like waiting for my pencil so I could put it back in and close it and stand by him. And he ended up walking out, and I was like, I need my pen. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, he's walking. I need my pencil. Like, so I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna get a new pencil from my next teacher. So I zipped it up and I left, and I followed him. And these are like hallways, so like he turns the corner before me, and like at least like 20 seconds, 20 to 40 seconds, like in that time frame. I end up coming around the corner, and as I come around the corner, he's at the next corner, and he looks back, and he's just like looking, like he sees me, he's making eye contact, and as this is happening, there's like an adult right in like the cross, what is it, like just between us, yeah, just between us basically. And like I'm like, can you give me my phone back? Like yelling, like I'm like, I need my phone. Like I'm like, can you give me my phone? And he's like, oh yeah. And like he's like, oh yeah, like he forgot. And
what?
And so he's looking at me, and once he says that, he turns around and takes off. And I'm like, are you serious? Like like what are you doing? And so I'm just like, okay, well, like I'm part bloodhound. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Okay, anyways, I walk out the doors and I look both ways. I look both ways, and like common sense, like he's not gonna go the longer direction, because I would have seen him. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna waste my time going that way. So I go the other way, and again, there's like the same thing. Like there's a shorter way where he can get like hide. Then there's a longer way, but in the longer way there's a bathroom. So I'm like, oh, like maybe he's like that dumb to where he's in the bathroom. So I go in the bathroom, and there's a kid in the stall, and I'm like, is that him? Like I don't know, like I don't know his shoes or pants, and like I'm just like, is that him? And like I'm just like waiting like by the door, and so I ended up coming to like my realization to like, it's not him. Like I don't know what I'm doing here. So I walk out. And then I went to the other direction after the bathroom, and I didn't see him, but I'm blind, so like maybe I missed him. And I was trying to like rush. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna waste my time looking for you because the bell's gonna ring in a few minutes, and like this is just getting very difficult. And so I was like, I'm just gonna go to the office, and maybe they'll do something about it. So I go, and I'm waiting there for like maybe like a few minutes again, and so I'm waiting in line, and I finally get to the desk, and she's like, what's your problem? And I'm like, I'm shaking because it's not only cold, but like my phone's gone on campus. I know who the kid is, and like I'm gonna fight. And so and so I'm like, my phone's gone, and she's like, do you know who it is? And I was like, well, like not like that, but like she was like questioning it, and I was like, yeah, like I know who it is. She's like, what class are you coming from? And I told her, and she's like, okay, hold on, I'm gonna transfer you to the security office so you can go there. And I was like, oh my god, like you couldn't stay in the first place, like. So I go, and I'm waiting there, and the security person comes in finally, and he's like, "What's your problem?" And I'm telling him, and he's like, "Hold on, let me take you to my office." And I go in his office, and I'm explaining it, and he's like, "Who's the kid?" And I give him his name, and then he prints out his schedule, and he's like, "Okay, I'll apprehend him while you're in class, and I'll find your phone." And I'm like, "Okay, like, I'm putting my faith in you guys. Like, get my phone. Like, it's not that hard. Like, literally, you have a schedule. He's on campus." And, like, I went back to class, and, like, the whole time, this is advisory, a free period, basically. And so, the whole time, I was just like, if they don't have my phone by the end of the day, I'm gonna put this school on lockdown.
Ooh, get him.
And so, like, I'm gonna search every classroom.
Ooh, get him.
And so, time's going by, classes are passing, and I'm like, where's my phone? Like, I need my phone in my hand so I can call people to pick me up because I need to get home. And,
to record a video.
And so I was like WTF, but like, okay, anyways. And so, like, I'm just like, I can't call anyone because I don't know anyone's number. Like, my whole family got their numbers changed. I get your number mixed up. I put 2
Nah.
instead of I just get
Nah.
and stop. You're trying to
Just sponsor me already, Jack. Come on,
And so,
sponsor me.
basically, like, it's the end of the day, and I'm walking to the front gate to leave, but then, like, I'm not gonna leave yet because I'm going to the security office. And the people who I ride the bus with, like, they're there, and I'm like, hold on, I need to go to the security office, and they come with me. They come with me, and then, like, they're not there. Like, they're not open. Like, what the heck? And, like, there's other kids waiting for it. Like, where are you guys? And so, like, we're waiting there for, like, 5 minutes, and we have to, like, we don't want to, like, stay too long because the bus and everything. And so we leave, and I get home, and, like, you know, like, the regular, I try playing it off. Then I researched, like, how to find it, because because the phone's new. So if my iPhone isn't set up, and so, and so, like, I'm, like, researching, like, how to find this phone, like, blah, 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 like, I don't have my phone, so I can't do that. And then I come across this one article on, like, the 5th page of Google, and it's like, if your phone's lost and Find My iPhone is not set up on your phone, call your local police department and file a report and give them your serial number, and they can track it down. And I'm like, this isn't even true. Like, what the heck? But I'm desperate at this point, so, like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. And I take my sister's phone, and I'm texting her, and I'm like, hey, I'm calling the police. Like, I'm doing this. Like, I'm updating her, and she's like, what did you say? You're like, okay, let me know what happens. Like,
No, I was so lit because I love police officers. Like, I love them. Like, that's my, like, occupation in the future. And
okay,
I was just so happy. Okay, go.
And so I called them, and, like, an hour passes by. But, like, I understand it's an hour because, like, it's not an emergency.
To be honest.
So I'm like, they come, but they come, and I'm like, okay, thank God. Like, and so, and so I'm like, okay, like, you're here, and then, like, she, like, spends, like, 5 minutes in the car doing nothing, just sitting there. And I don't know if she's getting, like, the report ready, like, on her computer or whatever. But she was doing that, and she comes up, and she's like, are you the one who called? And I was like, yeah. And she was like,
yeah.
And she's like, okay, so explain to me what happened, the full story. And I was like, God, basically, like, just watch my YouTube video. I'm just kidding. So I told her, and she took it all down. She made a card for the school. And the next day, I'm on my way to school, and my dad was, like, asking me, like, is there any way I can help you? And I was like, no, I have this under control. But he's doubting me, so, like, that's kind of, like, putting, like, less faith in myself. I'm doubting myself at that point, because, like, he's doubting me. So, like, I'm just like, do I have this under control? Like, I don't even know if, like, I'm like, I got this. And so we get there, and he's like, I'm gonna go down with you. And I was like, okay, like, it's whatever. So he comes down, and we get in there, and, like, I'm ready, like, to just tell the security officer, like, where's my phone? Like,
where's my phone?
At this point, I was like very pressed and heated. They're the same thing. And so I was just like, I get to the security offices and I'm like, you know, where's my phone? Like, you didn't call me and everything. I was just worried. And he's like, oh no, we got your phone. And then, yeah, like, he was planning on not returning it. I was like, in my head, I was just like
Obvious.
no crap. Like, it's like a good phone. And like, he was like, but like, before that, he would like, just like compliment it, not compliment it, but like, talk about it a lot. So I was like, and apparently he tried hiding it outside of campus, like along the fence, so that he can go back and get it after school or something. And I was just like really? And so, long story short, I got my phone, but my dad was like very like, he was very like pissed. And so he was just like talking to me, like not lecturing me. He would lecture me, but like not very long. But like he would talk about like what he was in, like trying to do to the kid if he ended up getting away. And then he ended up like dissing him, then like roasting on him, like he's very like an amateur, like he's new to this stuff. If he's doing all this and like he's not prepared, like he doesn't know what he's doing, like, because apparently the kid was new for like a month, and he was just like dissing him, like he's new and he's doing this, like he's probably one of those kids who like take stuff and then they move schools to get out of there. I was just like listening. And so once I got my phone, I was like hoping he would be on, I was hoping he would be on campus, but then at the same time I was like, he's not gonna be on campus because like there's consequences to this. And so I got to the class that I had with him and I was like, is he gonna be here? And he wasn't there, and I was like very mad because like I'm gonna like, he's suspended, but when he returns, like to this day, like I'm in class, when before the bell rings, like I'm just like there and I'm waiting for him, like he better show up, like he's gonna show up one of these days, and like, oh my god, the teacher's gonna be yelling at me and I'm new. I don't care though, I mean it's whatever. But that's my story about how I got my phone stolen, and I was very, very heated. And I'm sorry you had to deal with her. I don't know what she was doing this whole time. And so
I was literally just chilling here waiting
So
to
that's my
get
story.
sponsored by Jack in the Box.
And so that's my video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. We love you all.
Also, if you guys haven't noticed, in our videos we are truly ourselves and we express how we feel very truthfully. And honestly, I feel like those are the best YouTubers, because when you edit a lot of things out and when you just put this like blank story out, like it's not truly you. So thank you guys again for supporting us, for being ourselves, and also make sure to
like, comment, and subscribe to us.
Don't forget to hit that bell to get notified when we post
every week on Saturday at noon. So make sure you guys share our videos.
Yes,
and
we are trying to grow.
Because we want
you guys.
We want you guys to become bigger and better. We want you guys to grow up with us as we become older and independent and strong.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Just sponsor me already, Jack in the Box. Sponsor me.
How many times can I see your face? How many times will you walk away? I just have to